information where unknown forces strike the edge of ecology.
The Covid Egregore. Could the current coronavirus pandemic impacting humanity be a grand example of an ancient occult concept known as an egregore? An egregore can be understood as representing a distinct non-physical entity that arises from a collective group of people. It is also often referred to as a thought form. In a fantastic article from the September 2020 edition of Nexus magazine, volume 27, number 5, titled The Occult Power of Egregores, sociologist Albert Soria discusses the concept of the egregore and how it potentially has a central role to play when it comes to the collective state humanity finds itself in during this period of COVID-19. Soria believes an egregore is formed when a group come together and focus intently on some deeply held belief or value. As this focus grows, an external entity forms which acts as a catalyst to fuel the group and enforce the belief. Fear is a fantastic driving force for the egregore, and the idea of an external threat is a common theme when it comes to their formation. The article cites Carl Jung, who believed that it is a commonly held misconception that we have ideas. Instead, Jung believed that the opposite to this was occurring. Ideas essentially have us. They bond to our subconscious and exist externally. The egregore is, in effect, a subconscious construct. It is our collective subconscious at work. First, we come together as a group, and this creates a focus point. The idea we have, a global pandemic for example, exists in the subconscious and gains traction. We manifest it, but it was always there before, just not in focus. The way out is to stop fueling the egregore. We must cease feeding it with fear, daily focus, and constant emphasis. The more we steer away from it, the less power it has. It cannot, according to Soria, exist by itself. It essentially demanifests and enters back into the realm of the subconscious the moment the group moves away. To quote the article, a mind exercise warding off the intrusion of negative influences and opinions based on superstitions is needed. This will prevent people from spreading moral contagions during epidemics, when strong collective emotions or passions favour collective suggestions. As usually happens during revolutions and times of war, the opinions of the masses are heavily influenced by fear and anxiety, which can affect entire communities and nations. In summary, the article is a strong argument for the belief that we create our own reality. But there exists a sort of default state where ideas cling to us and we never consciously know we are being manipulated. Our current situation can be compared to the mass collective fear and paranoia which fueled the formation and rise of Nazi Germany. It is an example of collective hysteria, reaching out for solutions to a problem that only exists in our minds. The coronavirus, COVID-19, is an example of mass collective possession. To repel it, we must cease feeding it. Perhaps the powers that be know this and are using the egregore to control and suppress. We are being manipulated into letting it control and dominate our lives until we switch our focus elsewhere and exit the groupthink.
The information where unknown forces strike the edge of ecology.